Hey everybody, this is Jordan. Welcome to the Spirit Moves podcast. Today we are going to dive into ectoplasm. How did it originate? Why is it popular? And where did it come from? We're going to dive into the biology side as well as the spiritual side. Don't forget to like and subscribe on Haunted Falls Paranormal.
Dreams come true, unicorns and fairies too. They dance and play in skies so blue. Come along and join the crew. Unicorns and fairies so bright, sparkling.
Welcome back to the podcast. A little bit about spiritualism. Ectoplasm. It's mysterious and supposedly vicious substance that exudes from the body of a medium during a trance or seance, serving as the physical material through which the spirits can manifest and interact with the physical world. Now, the materialization mediums around that time claimed that spirits would use ectoplasm to take on physical forms, such as faces, hands, or complete bodies, making them visible and tangible to those attending the seance. Now, in the 1800s into 1900s, Victorian times, Edwardian, this was a big thing. It was nationally popular, and it was more of a, I guess, a parlor gag, and it was an entertainment. But the Victorians did believe that if they did not do their funerals in the parlors and take pictures with the dead, which a lot of death photography also was used during that time, and they would also cover the mirrors with black shrouds so the spirits would not walk through or get trapped in the mirrors. That'll be like another podcast that we do, but I wanted to mention that as well. I wanted to talk about the awakening, when, according to this, it's actually in post-World War, I think. It came out in 2011. So it's in post-World War I England, and it's about a writer and sometime ghost hunter Rebecca Hall plays or investigates a reported haunting at a boys' school. Now, Rebecca Hall plays Miss Frances Capcott, so let's just say the whole name. And she does not remember her past. She has this block in her head, this fear, and she writes about fear and tries to, expose hoaxing seances, which is what you get at the beginning of the movie. So she gives them a picture of her boyfriend who died in post-World War I. So this is kind of set in I'd like to say the late teens, early 20s. It's a good movie. I definitely recommend it. But she exposes him, goes home. Dominic West's character, Mr. Mallory, calls on her to come to a all-boys school because they have a ghost. And there was a death. An alignment, and the boys claim that they have a ghost, and he shows Mr. Mallory shows her the pictures of all the classes over the years and has the same little boy ghost in every single one. So Miss Capcott's like not buying it. She's skeptical, but she goes with them. And when she meets the boys and starts figuring things out and sets up her ghost hunting equipment, she starts to have memories of the house and out of place memories that, well, she thinks out of place. But towards the end of the movie, finds out that the awakening is this was her house and the little boy was her half brother, because her mother could not give her father a son, and so he made it with the nanny, who is now the matron of the boys' school. And the father only wanted a son, went crazy, tried to unalive Frances Capcott, and ended up unaliving her little brother. And so she figures all that out. So it's a great movie. I definitely recommend it. So we're going to get into the biology right now of it. Ectoplasm has two primary meanings. It's the outer layer of a cell's cytoplasm. Biological ectoplasm is a clear gel-like substance in cells like a Mobius that aids in movement and structural support. Hey, what's up, everybody? Hope y'all enjoyed the biology part. Now, the thing with the biological term of the ectoplasm, it differs from the inner cytoplasm, and it's called endoplasm, which is more fluid and contains the cell's metabolic machinery. Examples include of the outer layer of cytoplasm is Mobius, which helps them from pseudopods to move on. It's the structures in the movement. So we're about to get into the spiritual part. A substance supposedly produced by a medium during a trance or seance that can take on various forms, including slime, threads, or even human-like shapes. Mucilin and cheesecloth was used to make the ectoplasmic effect in photos. French psychic Eva Carrère claimed her manifestations were not from ectoplasm materialization, but the result of ideoplasty in which the medium could form images on ectoplasm from her mind. Spiritualism was in full swing. Well, that was interesting about the spiritualism side, because that was really big. They had something back then called the Ghost Club in 1872. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle was a spiritualist as well, and he believed in magic. He believed in ghosts and spirits, and there was some other members of the club. I had a book on it, but I can't remember exactly who all was in it. But anyway, another thing I wanted to mention about ectoplasm, we're going to get into the nostalgia of the 80s, and spirits is my favorite movie, and I'm going to be geeking out, is the Ghostbusters with Dan Aykroyd, the late and great Harold Ramis. God, I miss him so bad. I've seen a spirit on a couple occasions. I have seen him. As you know, there's no time and space between spirits. Also, the funny Pete Venkman. And the serious but hilarious Ernie Hudson as Winston Zedmore. Now, their version of ectoplasm is a vicious green substance, also called ghost slime, that is expelled by ghosts and otherworldly beings. It is a key element of the franchise of that movie. So it appears in all of the media, serves as material base for paranormal entities, like the ghost Slimer. And Slimer, we all love Slimer. I love how Lewis walks in a Ghostbusters. She's like, Janine, lunch! Well, so it smells like somebody took a big S-H-I-T. And then you see Slimer just scarfing all the... Slimer is a hog, okay? He is a freaking hog. And he's the... Rick Moranis' character, Lewis, sees Slimer. They both look at each other and scream, and each other runs the other way. It is so freaking hilarious. Many of my favorite scenes, especially when they go, 2 in the box, ready to go. We be fast and they be slow. Now, another part of the movie, the first movie, the ectoplasmic slime, was the librarian. And they're trying to talk to her. And so they say, go get her, Ray. And Ray walks up to her, says something. She turns around, scares them. They run out, but when they walk in, let me fast forward, when they walk in, they see the slime everywhere, which is it's purple slime, which is what they would call ectoplasmic slime. Now, Slimer up at the hotel, and when Pete Venkman tries to talk to him, and says he's an ugly little spud anyway, isn't he? And Ray tells Venkman in the walkie-talkie, stay still, he won't hurt you. And then Venkman goes, ah! As Slimer's going towards him, and Stan's, Dan Aykroyd's character, is just running, going, Venkman, are you okay? And him and Egon, and they see Peter Venkman all covered in slime, which is the ectoplasm, and he's like, he slimed me. And Ray is so excited. He's like, that's great! actual physical evidence, which I could relate to Ray because I am a lot like Ray. I get so excited about all this stuff, like the other night, with my haunted dolls on the live that I did. So yeah, that's part of the Ghostbusters nostalgia of ectoplasm, because it is a physical manifestation, a slimy substance that ghosts leave behind. And it's considered the state of being for the paranormal creatures inhabit to interact with the physical realm. Now, there's another thing I want to talk about, and with ectoplasm, is the 5 stages of an apparition. That is kind of what I wanted to touch base on the ending to this. So, all right, everybody, welcome back. We are going to talk about the 5 stages of an apparition. I used to be a ghost tour guide in Galveston, and I had learned the 5 stages when I worked for Dash Beardsley's Ghost of Galveston. Sadly, Dash, my former boss, has sadly passed away from Parkinson's. Hope he's okay and healed. And there is a lot of speculation of ectoplasm. I mean, we're gonna get the skeptics, we're gonna get, the believers. So that's why I wanted to incorporate the biology and the science behind it, because I wanted to talk about both. And that was this was my main goal of this podcast. I would love to hear y'all's take, what y'all's take on it is on ectoplasm. Just keep the comments civil. That's all I ask. But there's 5 stages to the apparition, and I'm gonna... That's my mom behind. Cosmos is behind us. My mom's checking on Nickety, one of our fosters. So I'm gonna show you the 5 stages of the apparition and a few ghost photos that I got from the internet to, visually show you. And in conclusion, there is always a 6th stage where the apparition is so solid, it looks like a 3D human being that it once was. Now, I've seen countless times, I've seen spirits hold their forms. Sometimes I've seen them a few days, but that is a very personal story. Not going to get into that one. And sometimes it can be for 2 to maybe 5 seconds, depending on how much energy they have pulled out of the air. Now, I've seen in the outside my parents' backyard, just swinging at night, I saw a man in glasses and a blue jacket and dark hair, run from the pecan tree, and his spirit was running so fast, it was like lightning speed. Also, I've seen 2nd stage dark apparitions walking in the backyard. I've also seen what looked like glowing eyes, which I would call, and transparency, walk out of the bamboo. So I've seen plenty of stages of apparitions. I've seen a dog, in my closet. I was doing yoga one day. That's when I'm really calm and meditative. My clairvoyance was really working that night. And I saw what was a German Shepherd. And he was clear as day, like I'm looking at you right now. And last night, Halloween night before last, keep forgetting it's November 2nd, I was walking into the kitchen and I saw what looked like Squitter, one of our cats, our tuxedo cats, but I knew Squitter, I'd seen her sleeping on the footstool in the living room, so I knew that had to have been a shapeshifter. So I've seen so many apparitions of different things. I saw on Halloween night, I saw in my closet, I saw a cat because I have shelves in there. Like I have one shelf and it goes to where the tall part of the closet where all my clothes are hanging. Walking across, it was a full apparition of a cat walking across like it was walking on a ledge. I only had part of a shelf there. I didn't have a ledge. So that is, and I'm getting some interference right now. So that's a few of the stages of apparitions that I have seen. I'm feeling some foreboding around me. Some of them don't like me talking about them. I'm going to talk about it anyway. That's their problem. But yeah, this next segment, I'm going to show you pictures of spirits in the misty apparition form. Okay, so those were a few of the pictures of apparitions. Some were see-through, some were like second stage, some were third stage, fourth stage. It's a little bit to show you about what I experience to what I see. Also see not so good spirits. But yeah, the real psychic kids, psychic teens, psychic adults, psychic mediums, we don't, a lot of us are not flashy with our stuff. We do share what goes on like I'm doing, but we don't try to make money with it. I mean, it's cool if we can, but you know, if we're legit, but some are legit, some are not. I personally, I've been able to do this since I was wee young. Most spirits I would see would be 3D like you and me. And my mother actually saw one a few months ago on Parish Road, and like corner of Parish Road and Calcasieu Avenue, and she saw a little girl that was wearing like a poofy mid 1960s dress, and it was baby blue, white stockings, black shoes. She had the cut hair in that style, and she was pointing to something like she was 3D like me, full-bodied apparition, but frozen in time. And my mom had mentioned it a few times, and then she shut up about it for a while. And then just last week, we were just driving home from the store on a junk food run, and she mentioned it. I think she was trying to process it through her human brain, what she had seen. And the reason she knows the style of dress is because my grandmother, late grandmother now, dressed her in that same style 60 years earlier. So it's kind of spooky. And I saw a little girl, like, she showed me when I was outside, she showed me the dress, like it was same style that my mom saw, the blue dress, but it was a yellow dress. And I just saw the yellow dress with the petticoat underneath, and the little girl was twirling. Now the little girl that my mom saw, I got the name Amelia. So yeah, that was pretty interesting. And I saw one of our like flashing in front of me, a priest that had passed away not too long ago, just recently, a few months, I think last year, pretty recent. He was a priest at the St. Theodore's Catholic Church, Monsignor Dubois, and I saw him flashing in front of me. And I'll see my spirit dolls flash in front of me. The only one I've seen, like, who they were before they attached the doll was Bravery. She was a CSI agent, and unfortunately she got unalived by someone she was pursuing. She was only 27 years old. I feel like with her, she knows I'm talking about her, she worked for Quantico. So she was a special agent for them. Kind of like she was like the JJ of like Criminal Minds. So she's pretty cool. They haven't called to me pretty much to talk yet. Priscilla and Annalise did. Priscilla, she flashed in front of me, but it was more her vessel flashed in front of me, so that's why I got her and Annalise out and why I did the EMF reader with them. But yeah, like I'll see images, like I saw a little boy who unfortunately was raped by an older gentleman, and I saw him with a red sweatshirt and dark jeans and a gray baseball cap. And he looked like he was standing in the snow. That's the image that he had shown me. So it can get pretty gruesome from what I see. So I don't use any like cheesecloth or any of that, or whatchamadoodles, muslin for my pictures if I get any pictures so far. But I haven't gotten really any ghost pictures since I went to the cemetery in Orange Grove. Now there I'd gotten some in broad daylight. I'll have to see if I have them on my phone. But yeah, it's pretty cool. But I wanted to do the ectoplasm, wanted to come on and talk about that and the spiritualist mediumship, and I'll do something about it. If y'all want me to do Sir Arthur Conan Doyle and the Ghost Club, please link it below. Thank y'all for staying with me, and happy hauntings.